Yo, welcome to another installment of Noob Chess Analysis. Today we're going to be going over a King's Indian game that I just played. It included a very nasty fork, so definitely wanted to show that off. I do want to say before we start that I am horrible at King's Indian. I've been playing it for about 2 months. Whenever I see d4 from white, not a ton of experience attacking with it, and you'll see that right now as we get into the game. So d4 is played, and then bishop f4. So it looks like we're playing the London, except for this move, knight to c3, which is strange, but also is, I guess, an acceptable move. Usually with the London, you'd see c4 or c3, but we got the knight there. Now, maybe that's a regular opening that I just don't know. It seems to be acceptable from the engine, so okay, that works. Now I just continue to develop. Now, this is the last natural development move that I know, and then I am at a loss after this in terms of how to attack. One thing I do see is that I have two attackers here, and he has two defenders. So if I can somehow get another attacker, I can win a pawn. And the piece I'm looking at here is the bishop to come in, save the day here. So to open up this bishop, I tried to make a little sneaky move up to g4 with my knight, hoping that maybe he won't kick it away. Unfortunately, that's what he does. He says, get out of here. And then I went directly back. Now the engine wants me to just stay there and then take, and then he takes, and then I take, and then he probably takes and messes up his structure a little bit. But none of that happened because I just moved directly back. And then he started pawn storming me, which I hate to see with the King's Indian because I don't really know how to react to that very well. And often what happens is I'll get pawn stormed and somehow this structure will break. And from there, I'm just decimated by pieces flying in all over the place. And my structure's broken down. My king's showing his face to the world. And I'm getting checkmated. That's what tends to happen. Anyways, that plan went out the window, so then I started looking here. Maybe I can move my queen out and get some attackers on the a2 since he's got one defender. Maybe I can get two attackers on it. He didn't like that. Again, same idea. Two attackers. I can still bring my queen out. Okay, so now he continues his pawn storm. I do have to move this knight. I move it to what I think is a natural square where, it's in the center. It can't get taken, but then I just take back. So I don't see it as a huge problem, but it does look like it's a mistake. Okay, so he moves his queen over to d2, which is it's a bad move. It sets up a really nice tactical attack. And if you want to try to figure it out, go ahead and pause the video, come back after you figured it out. Not super complicated, but it does set up a beautiful fork. Okay, so here it is. If you take the knight and he takes back, he's setting up a check to get forked. We're going to fork that queen. We're going to take that queen, and he's going to cry if he decides to take. So I take, and he takes. And that is a beautiful fork. And that queen is gone. You're never going to see that queen again. Never. Anyways, he took it, and then now it's just, hey, how can we checkmate as quickly as possible? I set up I'm just trying to clear out the middle here, and he doesn't take back, so I'm like, okay, I have an outpost here. I get a nice check-in. He runs away, and then I see I have a pin here. This is a relative pin. If he moves this anywhere, I can just take his rook there. So he wants to defend that and remove the pin. Looks like, yeah, he should probably think about removing this outpost at some point. And then I see if I go back, hey, checkmate. That's checkmate. He notices and tries to protect the c2 square. So I can't really take here now. I did miss, you can see this is mate in one, and I missed it the first time. Instead, I developed my rook out, which it's not a horrible move. It's a good move, but it's a bad move when you have mate in one. And yeah, mate in one's over here. I did see it after that move. He moved here, and then I thought a little longer. Took me 5 seconds. and ended up seeing checkmate. I own all these squares, and I own this rank there. So that's it. A dirty fork, a cool little tactical move, and that's it. Make sure you like, subscribe. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/yobeebs.